A lot of things have changed in the past 40 years, including women's rights. You may not believe it, but there was a time where it was only popular for men to play sports. In fact, in 1972, only 7% of high school athletes were women. How did society take more steps into gender equality, and how did women's rights become more equal in sports? Well, in 1972, Title IX was enacted into a law, making publicly funded schools to equally implement access and quality to schools for girls and boys, including their sports programs.
The schools have three options to test, enforce, and check if they are following the Title IX law. These options are progress, proportionality, and satisfied interest. Progress is adding sports if one gender has more to make each gender have an equal amount of opportunity. For example, if the boys' team has 3 coaches on each team, the girls should have 3 coaches. Proportionality means that females receive the same percentage of athletic opportunities within the student body. So if a school's student body is 50% boys, then the proportion of the school's money toward their programs gives 50% to the boys and 50% to the girls. The last option is satisfied interest, is when the school interviews what sports they're interested in and try to provide them to gender being interviewed.
Title IX today has made many impacts towards schools today. It has made more participation with females as athletes, and the number of college-level female athletes are 5 times as much than in 1972 when Title IX was enacted. There has been more equality to schools of the change of making the schools equally funded. However, Title IX does not come without controversy. Critics from a different viewpoint notice the negative impact it had, and some say the injury rate for girls have been higher and increased risk of sexual abuse from coaches have occurred.
Overall, Title IX was a law enacted to enforce equality in schools and give equal opportunity to all genders. The law requires an amount of funding for different sexes, making schools have an equal amount of sports programs to all their students. Although there is a lot of controversy within this topic and whether it protects equal rights for women, and the law remains the same. Does your school enforce Title IX, or is there an inequality at your school? Well, that's okay.
I think you talked too